Random tree here, and I'm gonna call this I'm gonna do something else for my 1 subscriber special. I'm trying to think of ideas of what I should do for my 1st subscriber special, but now there's 3 people subscribed to me for some reason. I know one of those people, but like don't really know anybody else. Anyways, you guys remember this book, right? I attempted to read this before. It didn't really work because my siblings were being dumb, so I had to delete that video. Now I'm gonna reread this. Hopefully it'll be better because I'm rereading it. And hopefully you guys can read it if I mess up on, you know, everything. Okay. Mama liked to say that us pickles were nomads, sweet gip-size adventure seekers. But as we zoomed toward our first day of school at Stoneberry Elementary, I didn't feel adventurous at all. Traveling around so much had us all tired out. Mama most of all. Even though she didn't realize it, I saw the proof when she glanced at me in the rearview mirror. Her eyes used to be a bright blue as a summer sky, but now they looked like jeans faded from too many tumbles through a washing machine. Are you nervous about today, girls? A little, I sighed. A little, Franny Jo mumbled. She clutched her small blue suitcase tighter against her chest and leaned against me. Since we never know when Mama might wake us in the middle of the night, ready to bolt out of town, Franny liked to keep a suitcase packed full of all her worldly treasures, the special stuff she didn't want left behind. Well, I have a good feeling about today, Mama nodded. Anything can happen in a town like this. Anything, really? Does that mean that I won't suck at reading in that town? That would be nice. Hopefully this improves my reading. By the way, MechMan, there's no views on those videos, so I'm pretty sure that nobody knows about MechMan, but it's a comic I made. There's 2 videos out about him, and I might make a 3rd one soon, so, yeah. Does that mean we're going to stay a while? I asked. I heard Franny Joe's breath catch. Maybe people can't grow roots the same as trees do, but we both needed a place to dig in and grow some good memories. And so did Mama. She only managed a shadow of a smile as she softly answered, "We'll see." I already read this, why can't I read that? Okay. At exactly that moment, I saw my first word of the day, believe. The letters were made of melted sunshine. They dripped down the window glass, warm and tingly against our faces. Believe is a powerful word to see and to say, but that morning I felt it, and feeling it was the best of all. I knew something wonderful was about to happen to me. I didn't know what, or why, or how, but I believed. Franny Jo and I stopped on the sidewalk of Stoneberry Elementary School, waving to Mama as she drove off in pickled jalapeno. We named our van the Jalapeno because it was green, brown, and dented up and droopy looking, kind of like a rotten pepper. And since it's just a pickles driving around in it, the pickled jalapeno is what it became. The pickled jalapeno made a pure cluckety-cluck noise as it disappeared down the foggy road. I squinted my eyes at the cloud of exhaust billowing out the tailpipe and saw 3 smoke-colored words: spunkter, suffle, muffle. Words that hover around cars or trains or boats or planes never make much sense. At least, they don't make much sense to me. I'm not sure if that's how it works for other people. I know I can't be the only word collector in the whole world, but I've never met anybody else who has the knack. As Franny slipped her hand in mine, I felt something scratch against me. Then I looked down. I realized she had a bunch of neon-colored band-aids stuck down the inside of her arm. That's why we keep band-aids hidden from Franny Jo. She uses them like stickers. Hey, I squeezed her hand. You ready for a new adventure? Franny shrugged a shoulder. I concentrated on the words shimmering around Franny's blonde ponytail. Biscuit, bump truck, apple fritter. Franny Jo was concentrating on her most favorite things, the name of our dog and the vehicle she aspired to drive when she grows up, and also her most favorite food. That's her trick to keep tears from spilling out. Sure enough, Franny's chin started trembling. She nuzzled against my arm and blinked up at me with watery blue eyes. Will you carry me? I sighed and hugged her close to my side. You're too old for people to still be carrying you around so much. Want me to catch a poem for you? Franny nodded quickly. She snuffled, but she didn't cry. Franny's a brave little pickle. She leaned in closer to my side. As we walked through the doors of the schoolhouse, I kept my arm locked tight around her shoulder. The world's got to be a scary place when you're no bigger than a bean sprout. You'd think we were both invisible the way the big kids kept bumping into us, but I know we weren't, because I could hear our sneakers singing squeaky songs across the tile floors. My sneakers were covered with the words I didn't have room for in my blue book. Those same sneakers had walked over the sand and grass and gravel of 6 different states. Moving around so much had us all tuckered out, and that's a fact. But at least the world is full of words to hold and see and keep. Franny likes hearing words as much as I like finding them. Hurry, Franny squealed. I made a big show of catching invisible words in my hands and putting them in my mouth and chewing on them. I know my word catching trade. I know my word catching trade wasn't the best way to make a fast friend at Stoneberry Elementary School, but it was the only way I could think of to make my sister feel better, and I think of you're lucky. A sister is the same as a friend. I think if you're lucky, a sister is the same as a friend, but better. A sister is like a super forever infinity friend. Sticky as gumballs, I said, working my jaws up and down. Franny smiled at me. I cleared my throat and declared, pure cluckety-cluck, pure cluckety-cluck. The pickled jalapeno keeps its heart in its trunk. Two girls in line at the pinnacle machine swiveled around to stare as we passed by. Any shimmer of confidence I'd stored up begin to fizzle at exactly that moment. First impressions aren't my specialty, even in the best of times. The yelling, crazy poem words in the hallway when you're the new girl in a new school is definitely not the best of times, but I shouldered on, lowering my voice just barely. Tipple-tap, tipple-tee, tipple-top, tipple-tat. The old man keeps his heart in the brim of his hat. Rat-a-tat, 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 rat-a-tee. Franny Jo wears her heart on the edge of her sleeve. Franny swung my hand back and forth and shook her hips in rhythm to my words. She'd worn a yellow tutu over her jeans, part of last year's Halloween costume. The glitter on the skirt sparkled and sparkled under the fluorescent lights as we tramped down the hallway. We stopped in front of a first-grade classroom and smelled like crayons and peanut butter sandwiches. I thought Franny'd jump on into the classroom right away, but she hesitated. She chewed on her lip and fluttered her eyelashes in such a way that I thought she might be tearful again, but I didn't see sadness when she looked up at me. I saw determination. I'm tired of first days, she declared. I nodded. Me too, but people say this town used to be something magical. Maybe it'll be magical for us too. Mama will like it here, and so will we. Franny's eyes sparkled. This is home? Maybe, I sighed, and I nudged her through the doorway. Franny pranced into the room with her chin high and her ponytail swinging. The words swirling around her head were all spunky words now. Popsicle, pupper star, puppy seed muffin. Those were good words, bright and tasty, so I didn't feel so bad about leaving her. I walked down the hall, concentrating on my squish-popping shoes. Thousands of words swirling through the hallways of Stoneberry Elementary, so I didn't look up. I didn't have time for word collecting just then because I had to save every last speck of my energy for class. I'd been in enough new schools to know what would happen next. A teacher would probably ask me to stand up and say my name and where I was from, and I would stand up, but instead of saying anything, I would most likely just keep right on standing and staring. My mouth would stay wide open, but the words would never come. Here's the thing. I see words everywhere, all around me. All the time. I collect them. I think about them. I say them fine if I'm talking to Mama or Franny Jo or my Aunt Chloe. But words are a mess when I try to say them to more than one person at a time. They melt on my tongue like snowflakes. They disappear right off the edge of my lips, and I end up standing there blinking open-mouthed, like the Queen of Dorkville. That's how it has always happened before, at least. But Midnight Gulch used to be a magical place, so maybe this first day would be different. I started down at my wordy sneakers and practiced. My name is Felicity Fin Juniper Pickle. I'm from here and there and all across the world, because that sounds better than the truth. I'm Felicity Juniper Pickle, and I'm from nowhere in particular. I sighed. Moving around so much would have made me bold and happy and free. Moving around should have made me bold and happy and free, I guess. Strange how I only ever felt lost. I didn't know what the beetle was watching me even then. I didn't know that the beetle, is that what it says, was watching me even then. I would find out soon enough, though. In Midnight Gulch, the beetle was always watching. And that's it for that chapter. Sorry if I'm not that expressive when I read. I'm just not that expressive when I read, I guess. Well, I'll see you next time. Subscribe, comment, whatever works for you. Goodbye.